Hey guys, it's Pat from Cardboard Odysseys, and I've got a video on how to get yourself some high quality Magic the Gathering proxies. If you're interested in some truly borderless artwork, maybe a Soul Ring, another classic like Coat of Arms or Beast Whisperer, if you want to show your friends some of your true art style, maybe you got a Dragon Ball Z Island or a stained glass art forest, don't worry, we've also got some of those hardcore players covered with the front and back side of cards. Along with that, you can really trick things out with your own custom backs. So, without further ado, let's dive right in and cover some of the steps. Our first step is going to be heading to moxfield.com. Great site where you are able to design and check out other people's decks. I've got one here all set up and ready to rock, but I can't imagine wanting to pay near $600 to get these. Now, what we're going to do instead is in fact get this for less than $40 shipped. Our first step is going to be exporting this file. Go ahead and export for MTGO. The reason we're doing this is it will cut out a lot of the filters and into a plain text export. So let's go ahead and download that. Once you've got that, you're going to want to head over to our next site. This phenomenal one here is going to be called MPC Fill. So as you can see here in the top, http://mpcfill.com. Go ahead, pause, type that in if you need to. Once you've come over to this site, you want to click onto Editor. Look at that, pretty straightforward, slick and easy interface. Just click on to add cards and from text. So we'll go ahead and just paste in what we copied from Moxfield, hit submit, and it's going to start loading all of your cards. I've got pretty slow internet where I am, so we'll pause for a moment and let that load. Now it looks like everything's populated here a bit, so we'll go through and preview a little. As you can see, we've got 0 cards selected. Once I click on one, that changes. We can switch to the back side of all the cards, showing what we've selected as our current card back with 414 options. So make sure you grab yourself a drink and a snack because any art enthusiast is going to be here for quite a while. Seeing our first card here, Aetherflux Reservoir, 1 out of 42. Not that I have 42 in the deck, but there are 42 different options on what you can get for artwork. Anything from truly bombastic, frameless art to some Kaldheim inspired or maybe even your D&D retro throwback. Some very custom stuff as you go through for different cards. If you want to have your Imperial Battle Station, go right ahead and do that. So as you go through, you'll see all of your cards put here. And ensuring that we've got the back correct, look at that. It's done most, if not all, of the truly hard work for us. 345 copies of Command Tower. Make sure that you've got some free time or you keep the tab open. Along with the card backs, make sure you've truly expressed yourself as you go through. One of the things you'll note as you go through this list, there are none that are a Magic the Gathering back. None that are truly a replica of that. Again, that's a shout out to the reason that these are proxies and are not fakes. Anybody with even a mildly discerning eye will be able to figure out that this is not a real card. I love this. Is it real or a proxy? So really incredible community of people here. And these are all fair use. There's a affidavit, a kind of policy that when you sign up as one of the artists, that this is for a community driven project and everybody's able to use your stuff. So feel free, oh man, I love this Egyptian card back, this Horus kind of looking one. Yeah, man, like I said, this is just a way to get lost in it. So please go ahead, have yourself a fun time going through. That's probably the best thing to me about this as Magic the Gathering art enthusiast. This has always been a big thing. But let's go ahead and proceed on to our next step, Once you've got everything that you like and it looks just to the quality you want, go ahead, you can choose your output style. What this means here in standard smooth is the type of card that it's actually going to come on, the card stock. You can get smooth, standard smooth, superior smooth, linen, or plastic. That's right, you can actually get plastic versions of these sent out to you. So if you're trading maybe a sticky fingered child to play the game, plastic cards might be for you. Linen, very standard. You've seen this in a lot of playing card decks. If you've gotten any bicycle cards, you'll see those almost pieces of paper in it. Makes for a very strong card. I have found that Superior Smooth is almost a bit too shiny. Comes out a bit glossy. So I'm going to stick with the standard non-foil standard smooth option. Or do we want to foil everything out? We'll go through that when we get to the next portion here. So we'll leave it as non-foil for right now. Go ahead and download this as an XML file. That's the key thing here, is you need to get that as an XML. Boom, and it's completed already. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next step in our process. Stay tuned. So our next step is right up here at the top to click on download. You might be thinking, but I've already downloaded something. So what you downloaded was information on the front and back of that card. This is the tool that will actually move all of that information to makeplayingcards.com. Pretty straightforward stuff, but it was just updated. This is now their, I want to say, 14th edition of this software. They've got a new stock of card type, so they want to make sure that you can actually go ahead and choose the one that's right for you. Speaking of, you're going to want to make sure that you're downloading the correct file for your operating system. Like most people, I'm on a Windows, so I'm going to go ahead, click that. Got that downloaded. So, pretty straightforward stuff. It's actually going to give you some instructions, so let's go ahead and check that out. Overview of it. Make yourself an XML file by going through the steps we've already completed together. Then go ahead and download the tool, which we've just done as well. To run the tool, you're going to just want to make sure that you've got that XML file in the same place that you put the tool we just downloaded. Once you get to there, well, let's go ahead and check that out. Now that I've opened up my downloads folder, you'll note that from today, I've got cards 1, which is the XML file you can see here. Along with that, we've got our autofill Windows 1. Since I've already downloaded and done this a few times before, I've got the 1 afterwards because it's a copy, pretty straightforward, it's Windows stuff. Let's go ahead and start that bad boy up. Yes, I understand. It's going to take control of my computer. I'm going to hit run anyways. Which browser should I run it in? Chrome. Which site? Make playing cards. Skip project setup to continue. Skip project setup. Press enter if you are not sure. I'm not sure. Automatically save this project. No. Should the tool post-process your images to reduce upload time? No, don't downgrade those. I want the best ones. System sleep is being prevented. Yep, that's fine. Please select one. Let's go with this top one because that's the newest. And there we go. So what it's going to do on this screen here is, as you can see at the top, it's saying Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. There we go, make that a little bit lower for you. MakePlayingCards.com, and it's uploading all of this information that we just went through and designed here. So on the right hand side, you can see it's uploading Bolus's Citadel. Boom, we've got that first one just about done. Creating a thumbnail, and it's on to the next. So it's going to do this for quite a while. I'll let this go ahead and cook. I did make the decision, as you could see as we went through, to reduce the dots per inch, or DPI. Did give us a selection to expedite this process to make it go a little bit quicker, but I'd rather have higher quality cards than just a quick process. So what I'll do is I'll let this keep recording and just kind of time lapse and check back in. Probably gonna start up a little bit of lunch action here. So take a little break, have a sip of that coffee, and talk to you again soon. And as you probably just saw there, from time to time you'll actually get a little bit of flashing as things get updated, as they get pushed through. I think it's just that it's accessing a different portion of the file structure, so it takes a little bit of time to get used to it. But as I've said, I've done this a number of times, showcase one of the decks I just got recently. Actually looking forward to getting the Warhammer 40k decks. I think it's going to be notably cheaper. I actually can prove that it will be cheaper to get those all put together. I want to have a time where my pod and I can just kind of get together, have some evenly powered decks. Those were actually made to play against each other, so I think it would be a very fun experience to do that. And for the low price entry, it's not going to be too expensive to get into it. I think it's going to be fun, and we can rotate the decks. And if anybody forgets their stuff or just wants to jump in with something new, we'll always have that fallback option. Speaking of fallback, we've actually got the fall out decks coming out here pretty soon, so I think that's going to be something I look into getting made up here as well. Stay tuned for some more of that. Till then, continue enjoying the time-lapse action. And it looks like we're getting towards the end of the project here. You can see a summarization of both the front and back of all of the cards. Looking pretty good so far. It's always a smart idea to make sure your pathways or dual-sided cards are in fact dual-sided. And when it all looks good, you just want to go ahead, hit add to cart. Let's go ahead and take that step now. Yes, yes, I confirm. They're all copyright free and they're all good to go. Oh, I gotta click over here. I'm such a dope. There we go. Look at that. 100 card deck, $26.15. Notably cheaper, I believe, because of all of the pack rats being the same front and back for a good quantity of cards. But you can see how much cheaper of an option this is. And if you want to go ahead and check out their bulk discount, you can see here that the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. So that is an option in case you are, looking to have a tournament. Maybe everybody runs exactly the same deck, or you want to get a bunch of decks at the same time. As I mentioned, I'm looking to proxy up all 4 of the Warhammer 40k decks, and this is a great option to do exactly that. So until next time, go, play, have fun, hang out with your friends, and do some of the gathering in Magic the Gathering.